Hello there! Welcome to my studio. My name is Chloe and I'm a Belgian artist who likes to create stuff and share them on the internet. This video is going to be quite vlog-like, but there isn't going to be much art making, I think, because I need to give my hands a break. I'm going to the doctor's later today. I have a workshop on Thursday, so I really need to keep them still until then. So I'm going to try and fill this week with a variety of activities. I did my tarot reading yesterday, as I do every Sunday, and I had the ace of... What did I have? No, it was the six of something. The Six of Wands. I had the Six of Wands reversed. When a card is reversed, it means that there's something blocking you, like you're stuck in something. And the question that I'm invited to ask myself to fix that is, how can I inspire myself? So I decided this week to give myself a few little fun missions that do not require too much of, fine motor skills. So first of all, I want to wear a fun outfit every day, like make a new combination that I haven't done before, wear something I haven't worn in a long time, or accessorize in a new way. But I also want to give myself daily little missions and tasks. So today I really wanted, I was a bit motivated to tidy up and reorganize the studio. It's still not perfect, but there's improvement. I'm very happy with the new little station. And on my way to the doctor's, like I'm gonna go early, I'm gonna stop in the park and I'm gonna do my daily drawing practice there. But I'm gonna do something quite simple and, not draw for too long. Tomorrow my adventure is going to be to do a little unusual walk. Usually I go to the park. And I'm also going to contact a cultural centre, propose my services as a creative workshop conductor. Wednesday I'm going to go see my sister to play with my nephew, mostly. He's 6-year-old and he likes, building Lego, drawing, painting, that sort of stuff. He likes doing a lot of stuff and he's really fun to be around. And he asked me when I was going to come see them next, and so I was like, well, Wednesday. Because here kids don't have school on Wednesday afternoons, so it's the best option. This is the dresser I bought on IKEA. I didn't check the measurements, as you can probably guess from the size of the dresser and the size of the drawers that go in there. It's entirely my bad. I relied on pictures and thought, yeah, it's on the picture, it's next to a bed and it looks like it's reasonably sized. That's what I need. It's not tiny, but it's a kid's dresser. Like, how much of my clothes am I actually going to be able to put in there? My intention for this dresser was to put mainly my jumpers in there, like my big woolly jumpers. So nah, that ain't gonna do. But I did some thinking and I was like, I'm gonna do a little switcheroo in between some of the furnitures in the studio and the bedroom. So this and one of the small caxes in the bedroom are gonna go in the studio. I have a tall cupboard in the studio that can fit exactly where the small calyx is right now in the bedroom, and I'm gonna be able to fit much more clothes in there than, you know, in this and the small calyx combined. As for the studio, well, some of the stuff that is in that cupboard can go in the basement. After I did some tidying up earlier this week, I still have some empty shelves in the studio, so it's gonna be fine. And yeah, I think drawers are gonna be quite useful. I'm gonna check, but I think I can fit an A3 sheet of paper in there, so it would be really nice to like stack my A3 illustrations that I never know where to put. But first of all, I'm going to paint it. I want to make it very whimsical and, you know, just nice. I mean, that's why I bought paint yesterday. Obviously, I'm going to get changed first, because this is a very nice outfit, but I don't want to risk staining it, so let's change into something way less whimsical, sadly. So before I do anything, I'm gonna need to wipe it down and then sand it a little bit. Send it where? You don't think I'm funny? You're supposed to pop open the lid. I mean, from the little knowledge I have.
That did not require a screwdriver.
Did it? Okay.
Well, that's a beauty. I kind of wiggled it and nothing happened. I was like, oh, wait, waiting for the bar to do
I don't know, I always saw these things being opened with screwdriver. Suddenly put. Thursday, as I said, I have a workshop, so that will be my adventure. And on Friday, I have therapy in the early afternoon, and my therapist is not far from the library, so before or after my appointment, I will go to the library. And then at the weekend, I'd quite like to build a pillow fort with my husband and watch the director's cut of The Lord of the Rings. We'll probably just watch the first one. Like, I don't think he'll be up for watching the 3 films over one weekend, but this is a week for rest, nurture, healing, and inspiration. This is an anti-rebrand video. I just decided. Because, you know, rebranding, it's not, First of all, it's not something you should strive for as a human being. You're not a brand, you're not a device. You don't need to update, upgrade, rebrand, like, no, let's not do that to ourselves. Also, it's not a very soft thing to do to yourself. It's also not a very loving thing to do to yourself. I think that if every year or every season you need a rebrand, I'm sorry to tell you, but it means you're not happy with yourself and you're not happy with your life. Which is, it's fine to want to be a better version of yourself. It's nice to want to get better at the things you do and the things you like, but you don't need to overhaul your entire personality to fit what you think society wants. The best version of yourself should be according to you, not according to society. It should be the version of you you enjoy the most being. That's what I'm aiming for this week. I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to create a little bit, but really hard being a creative when your hands refuse to work. Okay, did any of this make sense? I don't know. So, while I am no personal development expert, therapist, or life coach of any kind, I thought that I would write down and share with you some of the things I've been doing for the past 10 days or so to help me in this endeavor to like re-inspire myself without this notion of just changing and becoming somebody else. Like, so some sort of soft, not even improvement, it's just a form of self-care. I'm not saying that these tips are groundbreaking in any way, it's just things that have helped me and that maybe can be helpful to some of you. My first tip is start the day with reading and writing. Some people journal in the morning, some people journal in the evening. I journal in the morning, but it's not the first thing I do when I wake up, it's more after breakfast. So what I started doing is keeping a dream journal. So I just start the day by jotting down whatever I can remember about my dreams. I'm not even trying to make it nice. The point is not for it to be well written. Most of the time it doesn't make sense because I don't remember enough from my dreams to like form full sentences. Some days it's literally dreamt about summer camp. This and this people were there. Like, it's... I'm not doing this to try and analyze my dreams. It's literally just to wake up my brain a little bit. I just try to formulate whatever I can remember and write it down. Then when it comes to reading, I'm not telling you to start your day by reading a full chapter of The Lord of the Rings, Atomic Habits, or Women, Race and Class. I personally have Jane Austen's Universal Truth and The Little Frog's Guide to Life on my bedside table. It's a very easy way of starting the day on a good note, waking up your brain without blue lights, just, you know, activating your brain cells. You can do that with poetry, fun facts, illustrated books. If you have more time in the morning, you can definitely just read a chapter of whatever book you're reading at the moment. Just read something a little bit nice, a little bit fun, something that is going to put you in a good mood. My second tip is watch documentaries. Have you ever wasted like 15 minutes to half an hour on YouTube looking for something to watch? Because me too. When indecision hits, I have a solution for you. Documentaries. More specifically, nature documentaries. When the weather is not particularly inviting, or if you don't live in a very green or walkable area, watching wildlife documentaries can give you a little boost, as even the awareness of trees being somewhere out there is beneficial for your mental health. It's relaxing, informative, and as a creative, quite inspiring. A beautiful landscape can become a painting, an unusual flower can be turned into an embroidery, a cute animal can become a character in your next story. Also, your documentary is unlikely to contain a sponsored segment or to make you feel inadequate because you haven't bought the latest trend yet. Tip number 3, magazines. Not to go all analog bag on you, I'd like to make a video about that, but magazines are a super cool source of inspiration. Yes, they're also full of ads, but unlike YouTube, you can just, skip the page. And when you're done with it, you can use it for crafts like collages, scrapbooking, zines, or, you can hand it to someone else who likes magazines. Obviously, they can be quite expensive since physical medias have suffered for the past few years. They're not as popular as they used to, but with the rise of the trend of the analog bag and all that, I guess there's going to be a resurgence, I guess. I hope that would be a good consequence of that becoming a trend. But you can easily get magazines secondhand. For example, if your mum is like mine, she probably kept most of the magazines she used to buy, so you can ask to borrow them, or if she maybe wants to get rid of some of them, just take them. You can find a lot of magazines on Vinted too, even some like old ones. I'm intending on buying some, maybe not in February because I'm going to Ash Nico's concert, so I'm gonna buy the album there, but maybe in March buying vintage magazines will be my low buy oopsie. But obviously, first ask your mum or ask around you if maybe your friends have old magazines, or maybe you have a friend who would also like to get into reading more magazines, and you can just buy one, share it, and then next time the other one buys it, and you can find solutions. And personally, I'm thinking of getting a subscription to a magazine for my birthday. So if it's something you're really into, maybe ask for that for your birthday. Tip number 4, you don't need to lock in. You can do something for 5 minutes and then move on. Very often a doom scrolling session starts with like, ooh, I have 5 minutes to fill and that's not enough time for anything useful. When in reality, in 5 minutes, I can empty the dishwasher, I can put away the laundry, make a cute doodle, message my friends, read a bit, write a bit, or even just look out the window. You're allowed to do a task for 5 minutes and then leave it unfinished because you have somewhere to be. You are allowed to stare into space when you're on the bus. Your hands and mind don't have to always be occupied. I have ADHD, so this one is like, I started implementing it, but it's still hard for me. It's a bit of like exposure therapy. So yeah, now I force myself to stare out the window on the bus. Or like, I'm that annoying person that reads on the bus or doodles on the bus. And chronically online people will call that performative. But it's not, it's literally just for my well-being, because I'm sick and tired of being on my phone all the time. It doesn't bring me anything positive. So why would I do that when I could be doing something else? So these few things combined really helped me reduce my screen time. It wasn't my main goal, it just happened organically because I was putting more time into other things, so I couldn't be on my phone at the same time. I'm reading a lot, and that's really nice. I love that for me. And I'm really getting rid of my bad habit of double screening. Like, that's something I really wanted to fix because I think it's so bad. You're watching something and then at the same time you're on your phone and you zone out and you don't understand what's going on. And that's why, like, Netflix films and stuff like that, they have to dumb down the plot, or they have to like over explain it because they know that people watching are doing something else at the same time. And that's why if you're like fully invested in whatever you're watching, it feels super dumb. It's because of that. And so that's depressing a little bit. And you know what fixed it? The Lord of the Rings. Like, watching the extended versions of The Lord of the Rings with my husband, I think that it was by the end of the first one that I was like, did I even touch my phone during these almost 4 hours of film? I don't think I did. And so yeah, we watched the entire trilogy, and I barely touched my phone during the entirety of the 3 films, and it felt so nice. I just completely enjoyed it. I mean, I was like drawing and embroidering at the same time, but it's not quite the same. Like, it doesn't suck your attention out of you the same way that the phone does. So with all that, I do feel super inspired, and I can't wait to create a ton of things with that new spark. My hands are still a bit rough, and I've been dealing with like a headache and just a bit of, my brain is all fuzzy because I was taking cortisone for my pains, but it didn't work, so I had to stop. But there's some withdrawal side effects, including like headaches and fuzziness and all that. So I feel like I've been on partial bed rest for the past 3 weeks, which is very frustrating, but I'm trying to make peace with that. I hope this video was interesting and inspiring. I know there wasn't much arting and crafting, but I mean, at the same time, I did paint an entire chest of drawers, so maybe I'm just being too hard on myself. I don't even know what I was saying anymore. Fuzzy brain. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you feel inspired. I hope you're going to be kind to yourself. I know the world is insane right now for many horrible reasons. It's important to stay informed and to feel the rage and let it out, but it's also important to not burn yourself out. So take care of yourself and of the ones you love. Do your best, create something whimsical to make you feel better, and then the fight continues. Hey, the horrors persist, but so do we. Am I right? Okay, see you next week. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, leave a comment, subscribe, watch another video if you like whatever this vibe is. Yeah, see you next week. Bye.